But I saw the resistance was, say, I was in the bunker with my family, with other people, about 70 in our bunker, and then they had a canal, made a hole from one bunker to the other, and they used to run from one. Here they threw a grenade, and they ran, and they came into the other place.
The way you describe the Warsaw Ghetto, it doesn't seem so bad. I mean, you got bread, you got butter, you got marmalade.
We had to smuggle it in. The fact is, they didn't give us any food. But officially, they had to give us some food for the workers. So they brought in some frozen potatoes, rotten, and this what we had to eat officially. But who could live with such rotten things? So we used to smuggle in. So there are smugglers also in the ghetto, used to jump over the wall.
You got the arms the same way?
And the arms, this is the way, exactly. Exactly, but
which people?
The boys and the girls who had contact with the students of previous in the colleges, and they used to make transactions. They used to bring some money or gold, and by this way they used to buy some guns.
Were you part of the resistance?
I was participating as a medic. They used to bring in the wounded people. I used to use the bandages and clean up the wounds. This is the only way. I never had a gun in my hand to shoot or to throw bombs. First of all, I had a family. I had in-laws and sisters-in-law. My brothers-in-law were already taken away by going out of the street once, and they were caught by the Germans and never returned. I have two sisters-in-law, and they were lost. They were left with four. Each one had 4 or 5 children, and each one, and I had to take care. I was the only one man, and my in-laws were old people, and I had to the only one who supported. So I could not go out to fight, but I was in the bunker, and then they brought in these wounded people, the boys and the girls. They used to take care about this, to clean, to wash around the wounds and so on. You asked me about the life in the ghetto. I used to go every day out towards the airport with a group of hundreds of boys. Used to go to work there. One day I wasn't going out, I didn't feel well in the morning. About 10 o'clock in the morning, I went down from this. We had to go out from the bunker up to a big pile of bricks, and then I went down and to go to another bunker to find out about the news. I want to hear something. I had a little radio. So suddenly I heard Steinbleiben, and this stop, and the hand high, raise the hand. And I saw this German, the Nazi, who used to kill every day. He didn't go to eat breakfast without killing a few Jews. This was his entertainment every day. And he came over close to me with his gun, with his boots. And I saw this murderous faces, the eyes of his, like the devil. And I said, have pity. I have a family. I'm working for the government. I just. And he was holding the gun near my heart, and then I said, okay, here I'm finished already. And this second, he said, okay, machen Sie laufen. They say, start to run. And he used to kill always in the back. At the moment when he said, machen Sie laufen, I saw nearby was entrance to a basement. So instead to run straight, I was jumping into this basement, and I heard the trigger that he was starting, but it was something happened, and the gun did not work. And then after it works already, I was in the basement. He was afraid to go in, but I heard later on, people heard how he was yelling, "You verfluchte, you there, you do, the pig, the swine," and they said, "Oh, Feifer is dead," because they thought that he killed me. And then later on, I was going out again for months. I used to go out to work, and every day I used to come into the ghetto. I had to smuggle. I had to support the family. And I brought every day out, I said before, some clothes to sell, and brought back some potatoes, sometimes a piece of butter, and so on. And every day when it came to the gate from the ghetto to go in, I was always felt by the Nazi if I don't smuggle anything in. And I was every day, by miracle, just saved, because before me somebody was caught and he put them right away in the left, which means goes to Auschwitz or to Treblinka. And I was just going in till this was still Passover.
When the Warsaw Ghetto, how did they form the wall of the ghetto? How long was it? How tall was it? Which side was the Poles and which side was the Jews?
So in the beginning, there was the ghettos didn't start immediately with a wall. First of all, they made a law that the Jews have to wear this Magen David, Star of David, to be recognized as Jews. And then they made a law after 7 o'clock, the Jews are not allowed to go out. And then they said no Jews go in this other section, not walk even in the other section. And then when after they already made this whole limitation for the Jews, and we have been all compact in a certain section, then they built the wall around, a very tall wall, and with glass in the top and barbed wire, and but still the Jews used to smuggle, to go over and to go dig tunnels. The youngsters used to go through these holes and bring in some food. This was but it developed, slowly developed this the ghetto, and people started immediately after they made this wall. They didn't have anything to eat. They started to die, and I remember every day hundreds of people of my own hand. I used to pick them up and put them on the wagon. Used to be a wagon in the funeral parlor to take them out of the ghetto.
Your first extermination camp was Treblinka. When did it?
Can I ask one question? Last question. Because the Warsaw Ghetto uprising is so important. To me, it was like a modern Masada. Because finally Jews, after 1900 years in the Galut, in the exile, finally fought back. They came out of inferiority complex and they fought back against the Germans, and they took with them 5,000 of the enemy. Could you go more into resistance? How Mordechai Levitch, the leader of the ZOB, and got resistance in arms, and even though 1,200 of the ZOB fought against 5,000, the best German army.
There was, I myself was not coming in contact with any of Mordechai Levitch or the other leaders. I only saw these boys and girls who were running around with the guns and the grenades in their hands. But the majority of people did not fight. First of all, they didn't believe that they're going to kill the people. Second, they didn't believe that we are able to fight against the German army. So, as pious Jews, we are not allowed to commit suicide. So this was really to commit suicide, to going out and to fight the tanks and to fight the German army is committing suicide. It's from the religious viewpoint. It was kind of, we were waiting for miracles, actually. We did not especially do any fighting. But among them, there were a lot of religious people who were fighting because they knew already the situation, that there was no use, they were going to kill, and therefore they were fighting in whatever, like in Masada, whatever they could do.
It wasn't also suicide to go to concentration camp? Both ways, both suicide, either tanks or concentration camp.
But we didn't know that the concentration camps is a suicide. We didn't know yet. We didn't know. We were not aware that there's going to be such a thing like a crematorium or gas chamber.
And then, go ahead.
How did they take you away from the Warsaw Ghetto to your first camp, Treblinka?
Okay, so when we have been in the uprising, we didn't go out anymore from the bunker because it was stopped. The tanks used to come every day and throw bombs, grenades and fire bombs on the ghetto. Then, being there, we have been on Mila. This was 21. Across the street, if you read, there was a book called Mila 18. So there were the group of the people who resisted and how they're fighting against the Germans. In this place, we had a bunker under the ground. We had water from a mikveh, I say such a special
religious bath. A religious
bath. It used to be a spring from the ground, the water we got from there. we prepared some dry bread to keep it there, thinking maybe tomorrow Mashiach will come. It is not possible, the Messiah. It's not possible that it's go on like this, and we hoped for there will be an end. So therefore, as long as possible to live, we were sitting and waiting for something, for a miracle. But one day, this was a Sunday morning, we heard in Jewish, somebody came over and said, outside, open he came out from this bunker because the Germans surrounded you. As they know that you are there, and if you want to survive, came out with hands raised. But we didn't answer, like there was nobody there. And after a few minutes, there was grenades coming over us, and many people were killed from this bunkers. We had one bunker near the other. From our bunker, we had to go out with everybody with the hands up, and they were standing with the machine guns. They took us out. Everybody marching outside, came into the street. When we came into the street, it was a very small street. It's called the Shmole Miller. It's a very narrow street, Miller Street. They said everybody should take off the clothes. Everybody was taking off naked, standing. Then they looked the clothes, if there are no guns, no weapons. They said, put on back the clothes. And we went, put on the clothes. They said, you march. And everybody was marching. And they took us to the Umschlagplatz. This was the place where the trains were standing to take us to the concentration camps. This was on Sunday. We were in the Umschlagplatz from Sunday till Wednesday. No water, no food, no nothing. And the people were fainting, starving, yelling, crying, the children, everybody. And no help. My father-in-law was there too, and suddenly one Nazi came in, and he said, come on, come here. Took him out, and he took him outside. He killed him, shot him, just like this.
No special reason?
No reason, just like this. Everybody, when I saw they used to come every other hour, used to come in to see what's going on. So when I was sitting, I was bending down my head that they shall not look at me, they shall not see him. And that's why my wife was there, was shot already in the leg. Another story, I don't want to go in this, it hurts me so much. And my child was crying, and my wife was having this wound in the leg. It was already from Sunday till Wednesday without any medication. It was smelling, it was already the whole wound and bleeding. And Wednesday, they said, everybody's out. Why did they keep us from Sunday till Wednesday? Or because it was blocked, the roads, or because they wanted to gather a lot of people in the same train. So they used to, Sunday and Monday, they brought in the people from the ghetto. On Wednesday, they pushed us in with the backs of the guns, like in the cattle trains, in our wagon, which is possible to be 40, 50, they put us in 180.
Could anybody escape? As the lines are going to the trains, could anybody escape from
no,
the
they were standing, nobody could escape because they were standing with the guns, and everybody who made any move, they shoot them on the spot.